the females home. On my mother, you better leave the females home and the kids. On my mother.
Yeah,
now watch this.
they gonna
Now
be there.
watch.
They gonna be
Now
there.
watch. Now watch.
Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach's feud has rekindled long-standing animosity and sparked a heated verbal sparring match since their fight was announced in late 2024. Tank Davis, who is renowned for his fortitude, has not given up despite personal attacks, despite the fact that both boxers have experienced their fair share of emotional times. The tension keeps rising even after the battle was previously removed from the schedule, just to be confirmed later. As he prepares for his eagerly awaited fight with Roach on March 1st, Tank's will to succeed is evident. However, Davis paused his training to retaliate against Roach for remarks he made in an interview. Roach asserted that he would knock out Davis when they faced off in the ring when questioned about his connection with Tank, his training, and his expectations for the bout. Tank took offense at this audacious remark and, in usual manner, retaliated on social media by writing, "You're a crazy dude," in a tweet that he later removed. "Dude, I'm going to screw you up. 42 days remain." The already heated tension between the two boxers was only heightened by this response. Roach continued the verbal warfare by subtly mocking Davis on Instagram. Roach was training while Tank was doing internet pranks, as shown by a selfie he shared with a caption suggesting he was ready to put the controversy behind him. With his own comment, "Laugh now, your son is going to be crying later." Tank, who never lets a slight go ignored, shared the tale, indicating that he was prepared to inflict the pain on fight night. Tank posted, "You better not be over there freaking pretty girl because you know what the crowd leaves behind them, the women," going one step further. Roach responded with another selfie with the caption, "Fighting," demonstrating how Tank was becoming irritated by the verbal battle. How do you feel about that fight? No ideas. What do you think the outcome of that fight will be? I don't give a damn. We are aware that you stopped using Twitter, but you're back at it now, here. Champ, keep your focus, I'm working. Be concerned about your little angels. Roach continued by telling Tank not to let the turmoil divert him from his training. It became evident that both fighters would gain from keeping their sights set on March 1st as the online rivalry intensified. Despite his reputation for explosive force, Davis appeared to lament the back and forth after it had already happened. He admitted, "I'm a low-key type of guy," on Twitter, expressing his unease with the entire circumstance. "I'm dying of being in the spotlight, family. I hardly ever participate in these online conflicts, and it's not me at all." Despite being accustomed to the spotlight from his knockout wins, Davis said that these online feuds were negatively affecting him. He also acknowledged that he didn't want to be famous, and that he would rather lead a more subdued existence away from the turmoil of social media. Tank, who had previously mentioned retiring from the sport in 2025, reaffirmed his wish to put his family first and leave the sport's chaos, which he called garbage, behind. His remarks echoed his earlier retirement declaration, in which he stated that he wanted to focus on his personal life and quit the sport after 2025. Although boxing fans would much rather see the two combatants resolve their issues in the ring, where Tank has repeatedly shown that his fists speak for themselves, the ongoing animosity between Davis and Roach has garnered a lot of attention. Both fighters are world champions, but they compete in separate weight classes, which makes this matchup special. In order to compete for a crown, Davis has fought larger opponents who were frequently weight drained. The WBA super featherweight champion Roach, on the other hand, is stepping up in weight to compete in the 135 pounds lightweight class, which is presently dominated by Davis. Because of this, Roach will be at his normal size, which offers him an advantage over some of Tank's previous opponents who had trouble staying hydrated before a fight. Nevertheless, this battle presents a variety of difficulties for both men. Tank is getting closer to the weight he wants for his title defense after working on his conditioning. With his promoter Leonard Ellerb admitting the truth of Tank's predicament, he appears to be preparing for retirement. According to Ellerb, Davis's objectives in life have changed after becoming a father, and he now views the world differently than he did in his younger years. Although Tank's supporters appreciate him, Ellerb said that boxing is a cruel sport and that many fighters have been taken advantage of in the past, suffering from serious health problems after leaving the ring. Tank's initial announcement of the fight's cancellation caused some confusion, but it was later verified that the Davis versus Roach fight will go as scheduled. After Davis announced the cancellation on Instagram on January 5th, fans were held in suspense for a long, which caused worry among those who had been looking forward to the battle. Given that Davis had previously stated his intention to retire in 2025, the postponing of this matchup wasn't optimal. However, as the two competitors continued their back and forth online banter to build anticipation, the fans were relieved to see the bout return to its original course. But as the competition developed, it became evident that Davis wasn't totally at ease with the attention these online interactions were bringing him. He acknowledged that being in the spotlight made him uncomfortable, and that he found it challenging to balance his personal preferences with the responsibilities of his boxing career. Tank's criticisms of boxing as trash and garbage demonstrated his dissatisfaction with the sport. Echoing his retiring thoughts, he talked of being tired with the entire industry. Despite this, Davis's attention was still on the fight, and he is still training for the battle against Roach on March 1. Davis became more intense before the bout. To show that he was totally focused on the task at hand, he even wore a new ponytail. Roach has stated that his method, which emphasizes Davis's toughness, grit, and adaptability, will be a special test for him. Roach maintains that he is a strong opponent for Tank because of his abilities, background, and intelligence. Despite his ability to knock opponents out, Roach feels that Davis has never faced someone with his level of expertise and skill. Additionally, he asserts that Roach, who has never been downed or injured in a fight, will be able to withstand Davis's strength, even though Davis may have faced stronger opponents in the past. Roach is currently on a 6-fight winning streak after losing both of his amateur bouts against Davis. In November 2023, he defeated Hector Luis Garcia via split decision to win the WBA super featherweight title. Conversely, of his 30 professional fights, Davis has won 28 of them via knockout. Roach maintains his confidence in his abilities to counter Tank's blows and bring his own firepower to the ring in spite of the power imbalance. He clarified that he is prepared for the task and does not consider himself a weaker fighter. Lamont Roach, who now weighs 130 pounds, has always intended to increase his weight to 135 pounds in order to win another title. He earned his position as a world champion in the super featherweight division by putting in a lot of effort to get here. Roach is prepared to challenge Tank Davis, and his transition to lightweight is viewed as a natural next step in his career. Although Davis is the favorite in this fight, Roach also noted that he is not a big lightweight and that his previous opponents were larger than him. Roach will get the chance to demonstrate his abilities and establish himself as a serious danger to the division. One of the most intriguing and unusual fights in recent memory is the one between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. It's hard to predict which of the two men will win because they each have unique strengths. Roach's level of experience and talent could be the difference, even though Davis has the knockout power and the championship pedigree. On March 1st, fans will have to wait to watch how this intense rivalry plays out in the ring.